Robert.
Yeah, there you go.
You stirring some stuff up, man.
Who is?
You are.
Why? Why?
Yeah, hurry up. Go give your hugs. Go give your hugs.
Hey.
Right off the escalator.
Robert, you said Mikey Garcia because he has a girl already. He's gonna take his girl, Earl Spence girl, and walk him down. You said it in the Ellie video.
Mike's gonna take what?
Earl Spence girl.
No.
You said it in the Ellie video. You were sitting in the ring. I watched it. Oh, fucking around. Okay. You also said yesterday. You also.
Bro, we're not.
You did say that. You said. I'm just quoting you.
I don't.
I'm quoting you. Okay. Now moving forward, you said Mikey's gonna walk him down.
Back, bro. Arrow. Nothing very respectful of that man.
You said not Abner, Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, but same thing.
Okay.
And Arrow, is Mikey fighting Arrow?
Yeah, Mike's fighting Arrow.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I don't know.
You also said Mikey in the interview yesterday. You also said Mikey's gonna walk him down. Earl Spence down.
It's not gonna be easy, bro.
It's not gonna be easy. Now, I saw a picture yesterday, Ray's arms. It kind of threw me in a loop. Mikey Garcia's training up with Snack. I was kind of deterred by that because we all know Victor Conte's history with him being convicted of a drug cheat. And Mikey Garcia is, in quote unquote, the biggest fight of his life. Got to move up 12 pounds to fight the boogeyman, the baddest man at 147. Do you have the perception of it comes off as auspicious?
We've been working with Conte for about 5 years already. This is the first time Mikey goes up there to do workouts with him, because Mikey needs to do those kind of workouts. He hasn't done them before. Previous fights, Mikey hardly ever does sit-ups.
I remember you and him saying that.
I always said it. For this fight, he needs to. He needs to build some muscle. He needs to gain that weight. I don't want him to just look, fatty when he weighs in. But we've been working with Victor for, I'd say, a good 4 to 5 years. He's always supplied us with supplements, with vitamins. Mikey always does blood work with him, to see what Mikey needs, and he sends us whatever Mikey needs. This is the first time he goes up there to train with him.
So you're not concerned about the perception? Willie Monroe just got popped, Andre Berto, Balco, list goes on and on about the perception.
We know all that with all those guys that you just mentioned, but look, they're not. Victor Conte's not with them 24/7. If they go on their own and do something they're not supposed to, or I don't know, look, I know Mikey's not trying to cheat. We've always been.
That's why I was so shocked that he would go up there. I consider him an honest man.
Well, that's for being, like I just told you, we sent Mikey out there because he needs to get some workouts that's gonna give him muscle, that's gonna get him in his body in shape. Even his last fight at 135, Mikey still didn't look ripped or anything. He matched in at 147.
Are you at the very beginning? You weren't a little bit nervous. It seemed like with that matchup. Is your perspective changed now?
Look, we definitely were. That's not the fight that we wanted. Me and my dad, we always wanted Mikey to take his time, be patient, take your time. The right time will come when you can move up to welterweight. It's a big jump. Dangerous fighters at welterweight, but Mikey, we could never make him change his mind. So now what do? We support him, and now we got to train him to win. And we got to make sure that he's in great shape, and that's why we decided to send him up to Conte, because if he's training with us in Riverside, he's going to run in the mornings. He runs the mountains every day, and then he's going to do the 2-hour workout in the gym with us. but doesn't do anything else. He doesn't do any strength workout for his body.
Which is amazing considering what he's accomplished.
Exactly, like I'm telling you, at 135, his last fight against Robert Isher, even Robert Isher was kind of clowning Mikey's body, because Mikey's body is not, doesn't look ripped, doesn't look cut, doesn't look like any muscles are there, and that was at 135. So, moving up to 147, we need Mikey to look, a little bit more solid at welterweight, because he's running at welterweight. The guys are big, the guys are strong, so that's the only reason. We've always taken Victor Conte supplements for many years. Since I was with Nonito Donaire, that's when I started. That's when I met Victor, and since then we've been taking. Mikey takes his supplements. All my fighters always take his supplements. All my fighters, the only ones right now that are not is Abner Mares and Jose Ramirez, because they got their own system with their own. They came to me already with their own conditioning coach, their own person that gives them the vitamins. For at least 4 or 5 years, I've been getting supplies, for all my fighters from Victor Conte. None of my fighters have ever had any problems.
Right. So Abner's, in a way, kind of doing what Mikey's doing by fighting Gervonta Davis. Is that a fair comparison, going up and fighting kind of a beast?
Pretty fair. I think, these guys, same thing, like I said about Mikey. Abner, I told Abner after his last fight, I said, look, Abner, you're still a big name, you're still a big draw. Let's take 2 or 3 fights maybe in there, get back in, in the winning streak, and look for a title fight after that. And I'm told me the same thing. Mikey said, "Nah, I ain't gonna pick no easy opponents. I'm gonna go out there and challenge myself to a great challenge." At that time, we weren't thinking about Gervonta Davis, but he wanted that challenge. He wanted to move up in weight and challenge himself to a 4th division title. So we got to support them. We got to admire their will to move up and take the biggest challenge. I think doing that, they got nothing to lose, and if they win, they make history. Abner Mares will be, if I'm not mistaken, the 3rd or 4th Mexican in history to do that. 4 divisions only, nobody else. How many Mexican champions have become title holders, but only 3 have been able to do 4 divisions. So that's something that Abner wants, and you got to admire their will, to challenge himself to that. We know the fights are not easy.
Right.
Why do you believe?
And if he loses, then like you said, you can say, "Hey, I gave it a shot."
Look, I'm telling you, he lost his last fight to Leo, and not to disrespect Leo, but look at Leo's next fight. Abner's taking the biggest challenge out there. You know what I mean? It's just. That's just the way they are. Abner and Mikey, they think very similar. We had so many options for Mikey too. But Mikey, since early this year, in February of this year, when Spence fought, was it Peterson? No,
Ocampo?
No. Before that, he fought Ocampo in June.
Oh, Kell Brook?
No, it's Peterson.
Well, my Peterson last January.
Mikey said, "You know what? I want to challenge him. I want to fight that guy." And since then, nobody's changed his mind. We tried. We tried. There's so many. He's champion at 135. He was champion at 142. We could have, had so many. We had so many options. But he just. That's what I said, and I'm going to go for it.
Is Abner? Was he comfortable at 26? Could he have stayed?
No, he's good at 26. Abner's good.
Yeah.
No problem making 126. It's just a challenge for him. He just wants to. Try that 4th division and and accomplish something that very few think he could do, and only 3 Mexicans have ever done it.
Do you think one reason also might be that he's getting older now? Is there maybe more urgency in his career to do as much as he can while he still can? Somebody mentioned maybe 3 more fights.
I don't think so. Look, yeah, we talked about that too. And we know that yes, they're already past 30. And with so many fights, so many wars, so many training camps, their bodies do get tired. Their bodies, start to change. But Abner could have done 2 to 3 fights with lesser opponents and still make good money. These guys get paid really well. It's not like he's gonna go fight for $10,000. These guys get paid a lot. So he could have easily done it, and that's what I try to tell him. But he said, "Look, coach,
Why?
I don't want those type of fights. I want to challenge myself." So I'm like, "Let's do it." So we're already training, we're already sparring. He's already getting in shape, and we're gonna go out there to do whatever it takes.
Why do you believe Abner Mares, Tank Davis is a tougher fight than Earl Spence,
Well, look,
Mikey Garcia?
Because just the fact that that people have seen Tank knock everybody. Pretty much, he only has one decision, and I know that's what everybody's looking at. He's a knockout artist. Abner has been knocked out before, so very few see what I see in the gym. The hunger that he's got, the dedication. So I say that because I'm thinking that's probably what you guys are thinking also. He's been knocked out. He got knocked out by Johnny Gonzalez. Or the comparison with Cuellar. Okay, he beat Cuellar. He outboxed Cuellar and won the decision. Tank knocked him out, 2 or 3 rounds? I don't even know how long it took. When Abner beat Cuellar was a world champion. Cuellar was the favorite. We were not supposed to win that fight. So I think we got the best Cuellar out there as a world champion, defending his title and wanting to beat Abner Mares. Because when Cuellar was with me, when he won the title, that's the only name he wanted to fight, Abner Mares. I want to fight Abner Mares. We never got that chance. And then things happen for a reason. He moves on, goes with somebody else, and here comes Abner to train with me. So Cuellar was the best Cuellar at that moment when Abner beat him. When Tank beat him, Cuellar quit, man. Come on, Cuellar didn't even want to be in there. Cuellar was, I'm not saying he wanted to do it just for the money, but I'm sure he got a really nice payday, and he wasn't hungry anymore. So that's the difference, But it is a tough fight. I do believe it might be tougher. I do believe that. Mikey's just very natural, and seeing him from the outside, we've always got this by everybody. Mikey's very basic. Nothing special about Mikey where people are wow about Mikey, but inside the ring is just a totally different story, and you can hear that from all his opponents, sparring partners, whatever. It's that's everybody says.
He's got the same thing as Abner. If he loses, he could say, "Listen, I took a big risk and I gave it my best shot." Right?
You're right, but neither of them are thinking like that.
Of course
neither
not.
Of them are thinking like
no,
that.
you're dead. You're dead if you think like that.
They're training to win.
Robert, how long is he going to be away from you? And is that new for him to be away this long with he's going to work with Victor Conte, but how long is he going to be away?
We got to March 16, and it's going to be till probably end of January. Right now, he's still doing boxing workouts. My son is over there with him, so they're still doing their mid work, and I think same thing he would be doing in the gym with me. But Mikey does need to get all these workouts to get his body to look like a welterweight. It's going to be hard. He's going to have to work extra hard, but he's already doing it, and he's got somebody there that's pushing him, somebody that's forcing him to do it. Over here, he doesn't do sit-ups, so we get him to do the sparring. He spars. He loves to spar. He spars a lot. He runs hard. But when it comes to physical workouts, he just gets away with it.
You've stated that Mikey Garcia saw something in the Lamont Peterson fight as it relates to Earl Spence. You were actually at the Ocampo. You had some kids on the undercard. What have you seen in Earl Spence since you've seen him live that gives you a chance? And use your quote.
I think the best fights to see what Earl Spence has is probably Kell Brook and Peterson. Ocampo, what was it? Less than around, so there's not much you can see there. The only thing there is he's got power. But was Ocampo even supposed to be there with him? So those fights we don't even consider. The Peterson fight, that's when Mikey was watching the fight. We were actually watching him in my house, and Mike says, that's the one. When I move up to welterweight, that's why I want to fight.
It's from watching that fight.
From watching that fight.
Robert,
Did he say what he saw? I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Okay. You don't even know.
Robert, some people are kind of like, why didn't he take like 2 fights at 147 against not lesser fighters, but fighters that aren't that dangerous, just to kind of be really, really, really ready? Did you guys contemplate that, or was this just something out of the blue where you said, you know what, I'm just there to be great here?
We would have want him to do that. That was what myself, my dad were trying to convince him to do, but he chose. He not, we couldn't change his mind. He wants himself. He wants to challenge himself to find the best welterweight.
Will you pull a Kell Brook and throw in the towel? That's what everyone's concerned about. Because 9 out of 10 media, they're not going to tell you to your face, but the majority of media and fans are picking Errol Spence to win this fight.
Yeah, of course. We're not even thinking about that. But I am a experienced boxing trainer, and I've done it before. I think if with any of my fighters, not just Mikey because he's my brother, but any of my fighters, if I see that one of my fighters is getting hurt and he's not and there's no chance of him winning the fight, then of course I'm going to stop my fight. I've done it before. It's not something new. And any experienced trainer should do stuff like that for his fighter. I'm not trying to say that's what we're looking at. That's the plan for Mikey's fights. We're planning on winning, and that's one thing we're training for. We're training to win. But any of my fighters gets hurt and has no chance, then of course I'm going to stop the fight.
I also noticed I booked all my plane tickets over the holidays, and I realized you're in like 3 of my main events. Can you speak to the work ethic that you got to put in? You got Abner Mares, you got Josecito. I'll be in New York, then I'll be in Dallas for Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. Speak about that.
I have Josecito fighting January 26th, and then I have Abner February 9th. February 10th, I have Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez fighting, defending his title. Then I have Licona fighting, I think, February 16th, and then Mikey March 16th. I have a solid team, man. My dad is always part of the team, and that makes a big difference because all the fighters, they're all young, and they look up to my dad. And if my dad's there in the gym, they respect that they have somebody that knows his boxing. And I'm there mostly every day too. We got up at 8 in the morning to do a workout. I just got back. I'm here right now, and I already did a workout with Jose Ramirez.
Okay.
I didn't tell Jose you're gonna train on your own. So my dad or my son's gonna. I was still there in the morning to train him. So I'm there almost every day. If the fights are on a Saturday, then I'll fly out Friday night, Saturday morning. I'm there every day. So my fighters are always getting the training. I start at 10 in the morning with a group, 12 another group, 2 o'clock another group, 4 o'clock another group, and if I need an extra group, at 6 o'clock it's going to be an extra work. An extra group.
All while being married.
I'm at the gym all day. Huh?
All while being married.
Yeah. 25 years.
Robert,
25 years.
Robert, you mentioned Josecito. Do you think he's being written off here unfairly?
I think so. But look, I think Josecito is probably the one with the best chance.
Compared to who?
And the three underdogs that I have, with Abner and Mikey, and we're training to win all 3. But I think Josecito is probably the one with the.
Why do you say that?
Because, look, I'm in the gym with Josecito every day, all year. Since his last fight in April, we already knew this fight was coming. We already knew. They had already told us. So a fighter that's hungry to win a title, he's had those opportunities, but I was come short. He since then he started training for a world title fight. He's so strong right now. He's physically so strong, so motivated, and that itself is already a big advantage. He's been training all year for this fight. But then there's also the disadvantage that Keith Thurman has. He's been injured for almost 2 years. He's been surgeries here and there, whatever it is. He's been injured. So I don't think he's been sparring much. I don't think he's been training much. When Mikey took 2.5 years off, Mikey was always in the gym. Mikey was sparring. He was sparring Maidana. He was sparring all my guys, preparing them for the fights. So that's a big difference. If you have a fighter that's been out for 2 years, who knows how he's gonna come out, for his fight against.
So you're coming out aggressive.
So we're gonna be aggressive. We're gonna be aggressive, and that's Josito's style, anyways.
How do you explain the
Josito's
problems that he's had
very strong,
in
man.
the past?
What was that?
How do you explain the problems he's had in the past? Josecito, I mean losses and that kind of
Look,
thing. Just
he's always been a great warrior. He's always giving great fights. He's always pleased the crowd. You know, the difference now is, you know, he's without disrespecting anybody else, but he's with a great team. He's with a great camp. He's got great sparring partners. You know,
how long has he been with you?
Well, we probably like 2 to 3 years already. Yeah. So he's gotten much better, and he's motivated. You know, he tells me that he told himself and he promised his family he was going to give it one more try with me now as a trainer and my team. And he promised himself and promised everybody that he was going to give it 100%. And he's been doing that. You know, I'm telling you, since April April of this year, we already knew if you win this fight, you're fighting for the title against Thurman. We just don't know when because of his injuries. First, it was supposed to be. We actually had a date for October. That got postponed. Then they said November. Then they said December. Now it's January. It just gave us more time to get better.
Boy, that'll turn his career upside down, won't it?
Definitely will. Definitely will.
All right, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you, Robert. You still taking bets?
Huh?
You still taking bets?
Push-ups?
How many push-ups you
I
want to
don't
bet?
do money bets.
Okay. How many push-ups you want to bet?
Push-up bets.
100 push-ups on video.
You ain't never gonna do an interview with me anymore. You're betting against me, bro.
I got to be an antagonist. Somebody got to be. You up there up front. You up there up top. 100 push-ups. 100 push-ups.
I don't do push-ups, bro. Fuck, 100 will kill me.
So how? So 50.
What are you gonna do?
So what do I get in return? 100 sit-ups. I get 100 sit-ups from you.
What's the bet, Robert?
100. I do 100 push-ups.
On which fight?
All three.
Oh my.
All three. 50 each. 50.
Okay, but if I win 2 and lose 1, or who wins?
Then we only do 50. Because if I win 2, you win 1. It's only.
Fights.
Yeah. So if I win 2, you win 1. The loser only got to do 50 push-ups, which would be you.
This dude really.
Let's have fun with it. Let's have fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Fun seeing you do it.
Yeah. We gonna have fun with it.
Push-ups.
I'll do push-ups. You'll do sit-ups.
So Abner and Mikey.
Yeah.
Who you got in those 3 fights?
I got the
50
favorite.
for each. 50 for each. 50 for each fight.
50 for each. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it on video. Elliot record it for me.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.